I'll be teaching you about control flow in JavaScript. So if you have ever wondered how your code decides what to do and when to do it, that's exactly what control flow is all about. So it's like the GPS for your program, telling it which load to take next. Okay. So control flow is simply the order in which your JavaScript code gets executed by default. Code runs from top to bottom, line by line. Okay, so but sometimes we don't want every single line to run in order. Okay, we want to make decisions, repeat actions with the loops, or even skip some parts. That's where control flow statements comes in. Okay, so this is what we are going to be covering. We are going to first cover the if statements. We're going to if else statements. If else. Okay, either, yeah, we're going to go into with the if else and if else. Okay, those statements. We go to switch statements, loops, for loops, while loops, do loops, for. You are going to see how all of these work, okay, and how you can use them. Okay, so we are going to first work with the decision making. Yeah, so we are going to start with the most common type of the control flow, which is decision making. Yeah, JavaScript gives us several ways to do this. Yeah? So the first way is to use the if statements. Okay, and the if statement lets you run some code only if a certain condition is true. Okay, so for example, here let us have an age. Yeah? Let us have age which is equals to 18. 18 like that. Then let us run this let us print out something. Let us print out adult if the age is greater than or equals to 18, and we print out young if the age is less than or if the age is less than 18. Okay, so let us do this. Yeah, so if we use it like this, yeah? If like this, yeah? If then the condition inside these brackets, yeah? These brackets, yeah? These ones, yeah? The brackets, these brackets, yeah? The condition should be inside those brackets. Then what we want to print out, what we want to do if that condition is true, should be inside these brackets, these curly brackets. Okay, so the condition that we want to use is that age, if age is greater than or equals to what, to 18. Okay, we want to print out, we want to console out console.log, want console.log the age is no, the person is old, the person is an adult, like that. So if we do this and we print out and we save our file here, as you can see, the output is we are getting the person is adult. Okay, so what if the age is less than, like this? Yeah? If the age is less than 18, we get nothing. As you can see, we get nothing. Yeah? But this one brings us to another decision statement, which is the if else statement. Okay, and this one enables us to run another piece of code. Yeah? If this condition is not true, it means the code inside these curly brackets, it is not going to be run. Okay, so it means all this code is not going to run. So this statement, the if else statements, gives us the ability to run another piece of code if the previous condition is not true. Okay, so let us see how we can use it. Let us see. So here we have the age. We still have our age. It is there. Okay, so let us now use it. So we use it like this, if else, like that. So here inside we have the condition inside under the if. Then after the if condition, here in the first case, here if the condition is true, this condition, if it is true, the code inside these curly brackets, these curly brackets, it is going to be run. Okay, but if it is not true, else, this one, when using this keyword, else, the code inside these curly brackets will be run, okay, if the condition is false, okay. So like this, so here we can put our condition again. So let us delete this one, let us just get this one, copy, and we paste it there. So after doing that, here we want console.log the person is an adult, okay, like that. So here, if this condition is not true, it means that the person is not an adult, okay. So we want to run this one, console.log the person is not an adult, like that, So let us see. What if the age is 18? Let us first see. Let us first comment out this one. No, let us leave that. Let us leave it. Okay. So here, what are we getting? We are getting the person is an adult. Okay. Yeah, we are getting the person is an adult. For this first case, if we change the age to 16, it means this code is not going to be run. This one, which is the same as this one, it is not going to be run. It is not going to be run, okay? Because the age is less than 18, okay? So it means only this code is the one that is going to be run, okay? Inside these curly brackets here, okay? So if we do this, we get the person is not an adult. Only this statement is the one that has been run, okay? So that's how we can use the if-else statements. That's how we can use the if-else statements. But what if we want to add multiple choices? Yeah, for multiple choices, yeah, we chain them, yeah, we chain those statements, yeah, in the else if, okay. So for example here, let us have this same code right here, right down here, copy. Let us first comment out all this code with the multi-line comments, like this, even this one, like that. So let us go down here and we start using the if, else, else if, okay. So we paste all our code there, but we want the age, we still want our age, okay. So we let the age to be equals to 18 there, okay. So here, in order to use the else if, okay, the else if, we add it here. We make this one to be the last, the else if, yeah? It is the else to be the last, okay. And here, in between the if and the else, it is where we put the else if, okay. So for example here, so this is the first condition, yeah. The else if, it is put in the middle, okay, in the middle of if, or in the middle of if and else, okay. So like this, else if, like that, else if, then we add another condition there, another condition. So for example, age is less than or equals to what? To 18. No, it is less than 18. What if, let us make this one to be greater than, yeah? So if the age is greater than, yeah, if the age is greater than, it is greater than 18, this one is going to be run, yeah? Then the person will be an adult, yeah? But when the age is less than 18, then the person is not an adult. Is not an adult. So console.log console.log out this statement, yeah? This one, this statement, that one, okay, that one. Then we add what we call the here in the else, we are going to use for example, here we have something like so the age, this code is going to be run if the age is greater than 18, and this one is going to be run if the age is less than 18, but what if the age is equals to 18? Or what if the age is null, it is undefined, okay? This code will be run, this one, it will be run, okay? Inside these curly braces, it will be run. For example, here, we can put something like the age is, let us just give out the age is, then we bring these ones, the age is, then we print out the age, like that. So if we do this, then we get the age is, so this else statement has been run, only it has been run, okay? So let us what if the age is less than, for example, 17, and we do this, what do we get? We get the person is not an adult, okay? Like that, the person is not an adult. So this one is the one that has been run, okay? So that's how we can use the if else statements, okay? So let us look at a more simple way of using these decision statements, okay? And here we are going to be using the switch statements, okay? This one provides a very easy way on how to work with the decision making statements, okay? On how to use these if else. Instead of using these if else if statements, we can use the switch statements. So we can use it like this. We can use it like this. For example, we want to let the day to be equals to 3, okay? The day to be equals to 3. Then we use it like this. We use switch like that. These are the components of the switch statement, okay? So here we have the key. The key, it is going to be the variable that is going to be varying, okay? So here we have the day, that is the day. Then here we can have the value of which we are expecting the day to be, okay? To that variable to be, okay? So we are expecting the day to be 1, okay? Or we are expecting it to be we can add multiple cases. So for example, here the case, in the first case we are expecting it to be 1, okay? Like this, 1, and after that we need to break out of that loop, okay? Here inside here, if we are if the day is exactly 1, we are going to run this code, console.log the day is 1, okay? The day is 1. So after doing that, we need to break out, okay? We break out that part using the break, okay? We use the break keyword, okay? And then by default, we want to run this code. We want to console.log we have not guessed it well, like that. We have not guessed it well, like that. So let us try to run our program. Let us comment out all these ones so that they don't interfere in our program. Let us comment out all those ones. So we have on this one. So let us save. So when we save, we have not guessed it well, okay? It means that this condition, this case, it is not true, okay? It is not true, okay? So what if we change it to 1, like that? So here we get the day is 1, okay? So we have guessed it well, okay? So it means this one, this case, the code under this case has been run, okay? But what if we want to use multiple cases? So we can do this, yeah? We can do this. So let us so we can do this. For example, we can just copy all of this code from here up to here, from there. So we can do now like this. We can just paste them there, and then we change this one to, then the day is 2. The day is 2, which means the day is somehow Tuesday. So if we paste again here, 3, okay, and then here we can provide 3. We can change there, yeah. We can do like that, yeah. We can continue like that, okay. So here we can have 2, okay. So here we can have the day is 2. It means this code has been run, okay. This one provides us a more clear way, a more easiest way of working with loops, with decision statements. Okay, as you can see here. So this is a modern way of using if else statements. Yeah, you can use the switch, and I encourage you to use the switch, but always remember to use the break in the switch cases, to prevent a fall through. You should use the break. So for example here, if I try to remove it and I make the day to be 1, if I do this, we are getting 1 and 2. As you can see, we get 1 and 2 until we reach. So if we don't break, this case is going to, and if this case is true, and we don't break out of it after writing our code, this one, the code inside is going to be run, and then it is going to go on to the next case, and it is going to run all that code inside the next case until it finds a break keyword, a break statement, a break keyword which breaks out of them. And if we don't break in all of these cases, even in the default, if we don't do that, it means all this code is going to be run. Okay, remember, the day is 1, the day is 2, the day is 3. We have not guessed it. We are getting fall throughs. Okay, so remember to use the break. Okay, remember to use it. Okay, so that's how we can use the switch statements. So let us look at loops. Okay, let us look at loops. Loops allow us to repeat a block of code multiple times without writing it again and again. Okay, so let us see how we can use loops. Okay, so here we can comment out all this code. So let us go to loops. Let us go to loops and we start. So the first type of loop we have the for loop, then we have the while loop, then do while loop, and then the for off loop, and then the for in loop, and lastly we shall go to jump statements that we covered, the break and then the continue. We shall see. So here we have only seen under the switch statements, we have only seen the break. Okay, so here we are going to go extra mile and we look at a continue. Okay, so let us go here. Let us start here. So for loop, let us look at the for loops. So the for loop, it helps us to iterate. All those loops, they help us to iterate through a certain value. Okay, so let us see one of the example. So here the for, this is the structure of the for. So here we can have our variable that is going to help us, that we are going to keep on changing. It's going to help us use the loop. Okay, so we are going to loop through a certain value, and this value we store it in a variable, which is the index. Okay, then we need to set the maximum length of that index. Okay, so we need to set the maximum value of that index, and then we need to increase our, remember here we have set it to 0. Okay, so we need to increase it to a value that we set here. Okay, that we set here. Okay, the maximum value that we set here. So we increment it from the value that we set it here, which is 0, to the maximum value that we set here. Okay, that's it. Then the code inside this statement, it is where we do everything that we want to use that value for. Okay, that loop for, that index value for. Okay, so for example right here we can have some kind of so for example we can have the age. Let us let the age know there to be equals to 2000, like that. So here, inside here, you can have the index here, the index which is 0. So we set it to be 0, and then we want to iterate through. So from here, we want to iterate through. So it is less than 10. It is less than, let us make it simple here. It is less than 10, like that. it is less than 10. Then here index here we increment from 0 up to 9. Okay, so if we want to include 10, then we add equal to, yeah? Okay, there. Then here we can access it like this one. So we can do this. Let us delete this code. So now we can console.log. So we are going to console.log our index. Let us see if it is being incremented. Okay, if it is being incremented. Yeah? So this will be the flow of our code. This statement, this code, it is going to run the first time when index equals to 0, and the index, it is going to be incremented. It is going to they are going to add 1, okay, to the previous one, which is 0, and now it is going to become 1. Okay, it's going to go from 0 to 1. Okay, then it is going to run again. Okay, it is going to be in a cycle, but while incrementing, adding a 1 to the index and then running the code, add 1 to index, run the code, add 1 to index, run the code until we reach the maximum value that we set here. Okay, so let us save. So if we do that, we get our values. We get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up to 10. Okay, so if we remove out this equal to and we save, we get up to 10, up to 9. Okay, so 10 is not inclusive. So that's how we can use it. So for example, here let us create something. If we want to change this here, let us use our variable here. So we can change it like this. We can get the year, then we add that index. Okay, so we are going to first get the 2000. Remember, the index is going to first be 0. Okay, our variable is going to first be 0. So we add 0 to 2000, we get 2000. Then we go to the next loop. We add a 1 to the index. Then we add that index, which is the 1 to 2000. We get 2001. Okay, if we do this, we shall get up to 2009. So as you can see, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2009 up to 2000, 2003 up to 2009. Okay, so as you can see, that's how we can use it. So for example, here let us create something like so let names to be equals to what? To be equals to Shan. So to be equals to Shen. Then here we can have share like that. Yeah? Then if we want to iterate through all these values, if we want to print out all these values using the for loop, we can do it like this. Yeah? So we come here, we want this index to be less than the length of this one, less than. Okay, remember the computer in programming will start counting from 0. Okay, so this one, it is going to be in a position which is 0, and this one is going to be in position 1, and this one is going to be in position 2. Okay, so we want to be less than 3. Okay, so we want it to be less than 3. It means 3 is not inclusive, so it means we have values from 0, 1, and 2, which are the 3 elements. Okay, that's what we need. So here we're going to be starting from 0. So here we are going to console.log. We want to console.log the names. Then we want the one inside here. We put the position. We want the position, that one, the index. Okay, this one is going to change. This one is going to be the positions. It is the one that is going to give us the positions of these names. Okay, so if we do this, we get Shan, Shen, and Shal. Okay, so but what if we want to decrease? We can do like this. So we set it to be here. Let us set it to be 3. Okay, let us set it to be 2. Okay, so then we increment. It is we make it is greater than. Okay, remember there we used less than. So here we want to make it is less than. Let us make it is less than. It is greater than 0. Okay, it is greater than or equals to 0. Okay, like that. If we do that, we are going to go in reverse order. We are going to start with the Shal, Shen, and Shan. Okay, that's how we can use it. That's how we can use the for loop. Okay, so let us take a look at how we can use the while loop. Okay, let us take a look at while loops. So in while loops we use them like this. These ones, they have they runs the while this runs while the condition is true. Okay, it runs while the condition is true. Okay, so if it is not true, it does not run. Okay, so for example here we use it like this. So while, then inside here we put the condition, and then if it is true, if this condition is true, the piece of code inside these curly brackets, it is the one that is going to be run. Okay, so here we can put our condition here. So let us put our condition like let us create here, let the count to be equals to 1. Okay, so here we can run while count is less than, but let us use this, while count is less than or equals to 1 or equals to 3. Yeah, or equals to 3. So we want to run this one. This code is going to first run. It is going to run as long as this count is less than or equals to 3. It is going to run. So if we don't change count, it is going to run an infinite number of times. Okay, so if we don't change count if we don't increment it, remember here we have set it to 1. Okay, so if we don't increment it, it is going to run an infinite number of times. So for example here, this piece of code is going to run an infinite number of times. Console.log hello. So if we do this, it is going to run an infinite number of, if we do this, so here as you can see, we are in 1,000, we are in 16,000, yeah, we are in 2,000, yeah, 2,300, it is running. Then here we have reached in 300 times the code has run. Okay, as you can see, pressing the value, it is running multiple times. So let us change, so we are going to increment this count until so it is going to run it the first time it is going to be 1, then we increment the count the next time it is going to be 2 until we reach 3 and the condition will not be true, and then we will break out of the loop. Okay, so let us count, so let us make the count like that as we did here before. So this one was decrementing, we are decrementing, here we are incrementing. So let us save. Okay, so if we save, let's refresh the page. Let us do this, let us refresh the page. Oh, we're getting some errors, so let me just rerun again. Let me rerun again. So here we want to open. So I'm seeing the problems we can get if we don't exit out of the loop. So open with live server. Then we want to press Ctrl. So let us open. Okay, so here we are getting live reload enabled. Okay, that's good, So if we save, okay, we get hello. Okay, and it has run 3 times, only 3 times. Okay, only 3 times, which we specified here. Okay, so here we can put 2 times, so it is going to run 2 times. Okay, as you can see, it has run 2 times only. Okay, so that's how we can use the while loop. Okay, but if we want if we want to use a more complex while loop, for example, if we want to run something while a certain condition is less, we can use do while loops like this. So let us let the number to be equals to what? To be equals to 1. Okay, then we want to use the do while loop like this. Do while like this. So this is the structure of the do while loop. This is the structure. So here we do something. We do something while this condition is true. Okay, so here let us see how we can do it. Let us see how we can do it. So we want to console.log. We want to do this one. So we want to do this one. So the number is number is, then we want to print out our number. So we do this, the number, okay. So after doing this one, so while the condition, so we want to run this one, we print out the number. So let us now increment the number. So let us forget about that. Let us first forget about that, and I'll show you something here. So here are the conditions. So the number, we want to first do what we did, and we did in the first case, and we got an infinite loop, okay, an infinite loop. So we want the number to be less than or equals to what? Or equals to 3, okay. So if we do this and we save our program, we are going to get an infinite number of loops looping, an infinite number of times the program is going to run, okay. So here, as you can see, it is running. We are now in 9,000. As you can see, we are now in 9,000. But you can see the do while loop. The do while loop is faster than the while loop. If you can note that, we are now in 11,000. Okay, compared, we are faster than when we are using while loop. Okay, so it looks to be fast, somehow fast. Okay, so let us kill this. Let me show you another way. So here we need to increment the value so that this number goes to the next level. Okay, so until and when it reaches 3, we are going to break out of the loop. Okay, it means this condition will no longer be true. Okay, and we will break out of the loop. I think you understand. Okay, so here let us increment the number, okay, like that. So we are going to first run this one when number equals to 1. Then we check if the condition is still true. If it is still true, we are going to run this one again, and we check the condition. Then if it is true, still true, then we are going to run again this one until the condition is false. Okay, so if we save and we do this one, remember I'm using HTML, and we open with the live server. Okay, so then I press Ctrl+Shift+I to open the console, the developers option console, then refresh. So we get these values. We get the number is 1, 2, 3 up to 3. Okay, so that's how we can use it. That's how we can use it. You can even test when we are using for loop. So for example, here we have the name. We have name here. We have the names here, the variable for the names. So let us use it, which contains all our names. So let us increment here, but let us console.log. Want to console.log. Let me delete all this one. We want to console.log names, but we want console.log number. Let us put there the number, okay, the number there. Okay, so but here remember we have only 3 elements, and remember we start counting from 0. If we want to this the place order, the position of this one is at 0. Okay, it means that we need to start the number from 0. Okay, from 0, then we want to end it to 2. Okay, we want to end to 2. Okay, so there, because if we don't do that, and if we try to run this one when the number equals to 3, we are going to get an error. Okay, an error, because the elements that we have here, there is no element which is in position 3. Okay, remember here we have this one in position 0, this one in 1, this one is in 2. Okay, so we don't have an element in position 3. It means in position 3, which means we are going to get an error. So we need to adjust our code like that. So if we save, we get shan, and shall. Okay, as before. But here we decided to run it in reverse order to get the names in reverse order. So that's how we can use the do while loop. Please play out with it. So let us look at another type of loop, which is the for loop. So let us take a look at it. Let us take a look at how we can use the for loop here. The for loop is majorly used when we want to loop through arrays. Yeah? When we want to loop through arrays, yeah? The values, yeah? like a group of values, yeah? Okay, list of values, yeah? Okay. So here let us have an array. So let fleets. So let us use the other one. Eh? Let us be using the other one for the names. The names. So here we use it like this. So for here we can have no for of. We're using for of. We're not using for of. We're using for of here. I have an extension here that I'm using. It is for JavaScript, which gives me these code snippets. So here we have. Here we need to provide the constant element of object. Okay. Here we provide the constant element, then of, then the object. The object here. So here let us have the constant element, the element here. So here we don't want it to be constant. So we let float. Okay. Or we let name. We are using name. We are not using. So we let name of. We are using names. Names. Okay. Names. Names, which is the list, which is the what, the array. Okay. So here, down here, it is where we put our code. So console.log, then we want to print out this float. Okay. This is one of the most easiest way of looping through values. Values stored in an array. Okay, this is one, because here, as we can see, it is only 3 lines of code. There are only 3 lines of code, but here there are many. There are many lines of code, as you can see. There are many when we are using do while and while loops. There are many. Okay, so let us see. Okay, so let us do this. Okay, if we save, we get something which is giving us an error. Why are you giving us an error? Okay, so here we are console out fruits. Now we are supposed to console out name. Okay, like that. So if we say, I don't know, today I think I'm thinking of fruits. Okay, so I'm sorry for that. So let us see. So here we are getting shan, shen, and shan. So let us comment out the other ones. Maybe they are trying to confuse us. Okay, let me comment out all other piece of code. Like that. Okay, so we only have this one. We only have this one. So let us, we need even our name. We have also commented our name. Let us get it like this one. Okay, let's copy it and we bring it out down here. If we do that, we get 3. We get shan, shen, and shan. Are you seeing? So this is simple. This is simple. This is simple to loop through. It is simple to loop through all the elements in this variable. Okay, in this array. Okay, are you seeing? So that's how we can use the let we can use the for of. Remember here we set the variable. Okay, we set the variable. Okay, that we want to use, that we want to get. Okay, this one gives us access to elements in this array, as you can see. Okay, it gives us access. Okay, so but what if we want to print out the positions? So let us put out the positions. Let us put out the positions. How can we get the positions? Okay, so let us do this. Let us use index. Okay, so let us get name dot. Let's use that one. Let us see if it will work. So if we do that, we get the index. So here we're getting 0. Let us do that. We get index of. Okay, so we can do this. If we do this name, we get the negative. So we get the last one. We get the last one, which is this one. This one. In reverse order, we get the negative one. That one. This one. Okay. So that's how we can use the for of loop. So let us look at the for in loop. The for in loop. So the for in loop, we use it to loop through objects property. Okay. So here, for example, here we can have the let person. So person which is equals to a dictionary. It is like a dictionary, okay? We call it a dictionary in Python, okay? So here we have the name, which is the name. Let us have Rashid, okay? So here we can have the age, which is equals to what? To 25, like that. So let us use only this. So we use the for. We are using the for in, okay? For in, okay. This is her. Oh, this one looks to be complicated, okay? This code snippet, it looks to be complicated. Let me just delete all this one. So for, then here we need to provide the constant key, the key. So here we need, let me use the key. Remember, these ones are key value pairs. These ones, this is the key and this is the value, okay? This is the value, okay? This one is the key and this one is the value, okay? So here we are accessing the key, okay? We are accessing the key. So in object, in person, okay? We are accessing the key in person. So we want to console.log. What do we want console.log? So we want console.log key, then we want to add there. We want console.log key, then we want to add it there. We want to add there on that key. This one, then we want to add from that one, we want to add something else. We want to add person, but we want to get that key person, then we need to provide the key, okay? The key, okay? So we want to print it as it is right here, okay? So if we do that, we get name, Rashid, age, like that, okay? Like that. So here we get access to the key and then we use it. So here, let me just remove this one. Are you seeing? We are now going to get the keys. The keys, okay? So as you can see, we get the name and then the age. Those are the keys. So we can even do this person dot yeah. So that's how we can use the for in. Remember this in, yeah? This in, yeah? In the other time we are using of, okay? So of is used to iterate through, okay? To iterate through elements of an array, okay? But here we access properties of an element of this one. Yeah? This element, which is the person, it has properties. It has a name, it has an age, okay? Which we can access like this when we are using the for in, this in, okay? So this is just a variable, okay? It's going to give us access to those keys, okay? Which is which we declare by using the let keyword, okay? So let us look at the jump statements, okay? We saw before. So here, remember, we only looked at the break and continue, or the break, only the break. But let us look at the continue. They work. They move together. They are used together. Okay. So here, for example, here we can use the for loop. The for. Let us use the for. Okay, the for loop. So here we have the index. So here we have the array. Let us use the name. Still have our name. Names dot length. I think you remember this one. So here we can come here and we do something. Yeah? So here we can check if index, if the names that index equals to what? Equals to shan. So we are going to break out. Remember, we have from shan, we start from what? We start from shan, shen, shen. So we are going to break. If shan, if we reach shen, then we are going to break. We are not going to look at shan. We are not going to print to console out shan. Okay, so we are not going to print shan. So equals to shan if name in that position equals to shan. Oh, shan, is it shan? Okay, equals to shen. Okay, shen equals to shen, like that. This is what we are going to do. This is what we are going to do. We are going to console out console.log. No, let us just break. Okay, so here we are going to first run. Okay, so here we are going to break if it is equals to shan. Okay, let us do this. Control Z, like that. So here we can break. Let us break from here. Let us break from here, and then we console.log. Console.log. We want console.log names, and then the index. Okay, so the index here, like that. So this one we are going to iterate through the names. The names here. The name array. Okay, so we are going to first iterate through it. So if this condition is not true, it is not true, the name is not equals to Shane, it is not equals to Shane, then we are going to run our program. This one, we are going to print out that name. Okay, and we are going to go back. Okay, we change the index, we increment the index. Okay, we add a 1 to the previous one, and then we check that value that we have got here. If it is equals to Shane, then we are going to end our program. It means we are only going to print out Shan, only Shan. Okay, so if we save, as you can see here, we're getting only Shan. So what's happening equals to Shan or equals to Shan. We need to use equals. So if we save, we get Shan only. As you can see, we get Shan only. Okay, so but what if we put shall like that? So we get Shan and Shane. Okay, so we are, when we reach at sha, we break out. We don't print it out. Okay, so that's how we can use the break statement. So, but what if it is equals to shall? Then we can continue. If it is equals to shall, Shan, then we can continue. Let us use the continue. We use it like that. We use it in the same way as the break, but for the break breaks out of the loop or of the program, of the code. It breaks out of that piece of code. But for the continue, it just continues. Okay, if that condition has been it has been true. Okay, it continues like that. So if we do that, we get Shane and shall. Okay, so this one skips. Okay, so if it is shall, it continues. It does not continue to the next. It just goes onto the next program. Okay, it does not break out. It just continue. Okay, so here when we use continue, we don't break out of the all loop. Okay, we just leave the rest of the code and then we go to the next loop. Okay, so Shan is not printed out. Okay, it is not printed out. Okay, as you can see here, Shane will print Shane and Shan. Okay, so that's how we can use the break and even the continue. Okay, so let us see how we can combine all. Okay, so let us see how we can combine the control flow. Okay, an example here. Yeah? So for example, we can have the for loop here, the for loop there. So but we want to let here, let it be indexed like high there. So we want to have something like let it be let us have a length of which is less than or equals to 10 or equals to 10. Okay, there. Then let us increment. Then after incrementing, let us use the if statements. So if, let's use the if and else. If else only. Let us use only if else. Okay, so if else, then what is the condition that we want? We want to specify that I want to specify that I is when you divide by I, we are going to create a program that is going to give us that is going to sort out if the number is even or it is odd. Okay, so here if we get the I, so for example here we have 0. Okay, so if we have 0 and we divide it by 2 and we get a remainder, which is equals to 0, it means that one is an even number. Okay, it is an even number. So here we can console out console.log I. So here we get I, and we I plus, then we want to add something. Let us just print it out as a whole. So I is odd, I is even, is not odd. So if we get that, then I will be even. Okay, I is even, and then we print I, what is the value of I, and then the value which is I is even. Okay, so there. Then if not so, then we are going to console out console.log, then we are going to get, just get I, then $sign, then these ones are going to change automatically. I is odd, like that. So let us see. So as you can see here, we are sorting them out. So here we're getting I, 0 is even. Here we're getting 1, which is odd. We are getting 2, which is even. 3 is odd, 4 is even, 5 is odd, like that, up to 10, which is even. Okay, so that's how we can use them. You can also combine it with while loops. You can combine it with do while, like that. Okay, so play out with control flow statements. Play out with them.